Alright, we are back with another Dune Imperium ranked match recorded on the iPad. It looks like I recorded a little bit late here in the leader selection, but we got a Baron, an Ilban, myself as Archduke, and a Prince on Pika Pika. Imperium row is pretty bad. Scientific breakthrough on T-Lax though is looking good. Starting hand's not bad for us. I mean, I more so picked Archduke because I didn't want to be any of the other leaders, really. Because, I mean, the Signet Ring here isn't really going to get me anything great in the Imperium row. G manipulation. Weird in ways, really. So, the Prince surprisingly goes Haga first move. So, we do get the Schmuggle, which is great for Smuggle. I'm happy with that. We do have 2 daggers, though, so we could also get into the fight after. Signet Ring. I debate here between Signet or experimentation, but I want to get G manipulation here for extra trashes and persuasion, and I kind of want to keep the cube on experimentation. Maybe if I can save for scientific breakthrough. Mind you, playing experimentation gets you that first cube, but yeah, at least get a decent card off the route. And we either look to spend experimentation on Imperial Basin and then toss in for the fight for Solari for 2, and then that way next round we can get drop down for Swordmaster. Mind you, we won't have any greens next round, so it feels tremendously bad. It feels bad. So Seek Allies still suits as a good move here. Get the Solari in. I see that I have no greens. I'm disappointed here. I'm upset. Prince is having issues here deciding on what he wants to do with Tech Token or nah. There's a Spy Sats up there. He takes Tech Token again. He takes Spy Sats. There we go. Invasion Ships is there as well. Disposal Facility just popped up. We go Hardy Warriors here. We toss him. We're blocking the Baron. Just in case the Baron had double faction there and he got greedy going float space. We toss in here. Utilize these daggers. Since we're not going to have Swordmaster next round anyways, we might as well just, you know, try to delay the Baron if he did perhaps have both faction access here. And obviously Ilban goes the Mentat, get Persuasion, probably blows the row. Baron tosses in 2, surprisingly. But he wants second place here for Intrigue and Solari for himself. Yeah, with the no green next round, it does feel really bad here. There's even a consideration next round just to go up on Schmuggle, since I can't get Swordmaster anyways. So it's going to be a delayed thing for me. So we get the 1 persuasion here. This is also more so why I use the ring, because we didn't have really good persuasion. So I might as well have used the ring to get me G manipulation, because we weren't going to have a good card anyways off the row. And the Ilban goes in here. Does he toss? Try to beat out? I mean, he does. He wants that 2 Solari to get to 3. Maybe. I would say so though, right? At least beat out Prince. And you're on 3 Solari. There's the Baron coming in with a 5 strength. There's a troop transports, invasion ships, and disposal facility there for techs. He takes Worm Riders here for Ilban. Alright, we get the conflict. Easy. We go Schmuggle here. I get my little specimen. I do end up recalling. I need 1 Solari. I'm assuming perhaps the Baron will drop me next round if he gets full space active here. I mean, he wants Hardy Warriors and then into Interstellar Ship, right? That's the Baron play. So the next round he drops, gives me Solari ideally. Is what we're looking for since we have no green this round. Now, we do have Diplo, so we could technically go up and grab ourselves wealth here. We got green blocking full space. So we go up and get ourselves our 9 Solari. We reveal on a 5. There's a Peter on the board, which doesn't look bad at all. There's still a consideration to blow the row, though, in hopes of seeing the TM. Ilban going Mentat with Signet Ring. Grab more persuasion this time for you, boy. And we got Interstellar set up here. And then we got Prince going Carthage to toss in. Tosses in 2. We grab Peter. We don't blow the row here. We unfortunately don't get a slim the deck either because we did not have 2 agents on different spots. Same thing with last round. So we haven't gotten any trashes in. Now I went for the drop here because 2 agents on Archduke feels horrible, especially with his leader ability being that you need to be on a Lanzeride, city, or desert, having 2 agents on those spaces so that you can get your trash at the end of the round. Now Baron, lucky man, had recall agent here to then go back into shipping and drop. So now he's ahead here for Swordmaster Q. And he grabbed troop transports off the board there. So, you know, kind of a disgusting start for the Baron. Has shipping unlocked, he's at 3 VPs, 1 influence away from an alliance. Just skipped ahead in Swordmaster Q. We got the Prince who just picked up Fremmenkamp there. And Heisenmike here has the 3 cubes to get himself scientific breakthrough. And he didn't toss. You think he would maybe have tossed something in though, no? On the Great Flat, he could have had last, I guess. I mean, I guess it's only 1 spice, but. And the Baron gets that. Baron's up on 4. My hand's got some nice persuasion here with the G and Peter. Signet ring. Nothing on the board to grab with that signet ring though, unless we blow the row. And Gilbank Raid coming up now also can kind of screw my Swordmaster Q here. Baron does have to give up interstellar shipping if he wants Swordmaster first though, which he does do so. We got the Prince opening up interstellar shipping with fold space. And now we are just, you know, potentially could be 3rd here on Swordmaster depending if the Prince goes into the fight for this round. So we go Mentat with our extra Solari. Get ourselves convincing for the 9. Ilbon here grabs more spice on 7 spice. Baron gets to set up on shipping again. Goes for a specimen. And trashes his dagger. So he went for the trash dagger on specimen on research. Tech negotiator for another token. Prince does have spy stats, so he's got to look at targeting one of these alliances here to get that, you know, that VP and then 3 from other friendships that he won't have. We go sit up on the track here, get the first beetle on research. We're dealing with an 8 so far. And there is an invasion ships there. Flagships and disposal facility for techs. I know I keep flashing between them fast. It's because I'm playing on my iPad. I'm just looking up at my TV, looking down, and then I'm just like, oh, well, what tech was there? Let me click it open again. Like, that's really my whole turn here. Is just opening and closing tech as people make their moves. Now I'm eyeing if I should early reveal for this, what is it, full scale assault? But it's like a hard consideration to do so. And the Prince gets the full scale assault here on 8. So that's why he went to tech. And he gets Gola. So Gola full scale assault is a nasty combo. We hope that we don't see it. Now I decided to go in here, keep the 7. I feel bad that Kwisatz is now there on the board. But we get some extra Solari here for ourselves. And we have Ixion Probe. We blow the rope for the 7. And we Throne Room Politics, Sayadina. We got no water. Water Pellers is there though. For that Sayadina. We could afford Throne Room and Sayadina, which is not bad. So we take the Throne Room Politics. And I do take that Sayadina. And then Liat Kynes popped up and I'm like, oh, fuck. Because that would have been great. So we do end up with 4 Solari from the fight. And thankfully we drew into a green here on Dagger. Otherwise we missed Swordmaster. So the Baron drops, Troop Transports in, gets Beetle, gets Intrigue off Research Track, grabs himself Solari here. Gets himself an Alliance now, he's at 10 Solari. And he's back up on the track at position 1 here. Now Pika Pika has 1 friendship, but it also has spy stats. So technically, they're up on 5 points right now in the background. Right, for if the end game triggered, which it won't because we're so far, but just to keep track of the spy stats. You got to be mindful of that. A lot of people forget that someone picks up spy stats. He just picked up invasion ships off a ring here with Signering. But a lot of people tend to forget spy stats sometimes on their opponents, and then all of a sudden it's the end of the game and their opponent just jumped 2-3 points. So we get our Swordmaster still up on 6 Solari here. The Mentat with the scientific breakthrough on Ilbon. And we got planned coupling as well here in our deck. So we kind of got like a decent Benny deck going on. He uses invasion ships here to go interstellar to set up. Not bad at all because he goes first next round to hit that. We go get ourselves a friendship, get some water. We would like to get that Grave Flat eventually, but we're probably not going to be the first to 2 water. Mr. Mikey here on Ilbon is going for the selective breeding. Probably reaching for the Liat Kinds. Baron, though, did spend his extra Solari on High Council. Goes Secrets, 3 Intrigues, draws a card. Yeah, the Baron's got a nice bit of tempo here. I mean, that recall agent early game, was it round 2? Definitely upped his tempo with getting Swordmaster first. And now he's up on 0.5 Benny, 0.5 Emperor. T-Lax Surgeon pops up here underneath the Prince card. And now we consider, do I early reveal for it, or do I think my action is going to be a value here? I also think about Ixion Probe for the ring for signing off it, but yeah, we're looking at Baron. We're trying to count Baron's Persuasion here on if he can afford it because he reveals next. I decided to just early reveal for it because I don't think my next move is going to be really valued. It's either I spend experimentation or I go to a city space with a recon. So I might as well get a good card. And Mr. Ilbon revealed early as well here for Liat Kinds. Gets himself the Emperor Friendship. Yeah, but I couldn't let the Baron also get T-Lax Surgeon because, but he does get T-Master instead, so, you know, you can't win them all here. Blows on a 7 into T-Master. I mean, T-Master round 4, it's not bad. It's not a guaranteed win. I know some people think if a player gets T-Master, it's automatic win for them. I see a lot of people give that impression, but it's not. You have T-Master, it's not an automatic win. You might have a slight advantage since you can get across the research track a little quicker for the extra resources and bonuses, but it doesn't mean you're going to win. So we see T-Lax Surgeon here. We've got the cubes to get the Beetles. And then we also have Signering and Experimentation. So we got Interstellar Shipping with Pika Pika with Weirding Ways. So he drops, grabs Solari into Swordmaster. I would say would be the move here. Which blocks Ilbon, but Ilbon just goes Mentat. Unless we block Mentat. So you full space to Swordmaster. Now there's a lot I want to get accomplished here. We want water for Sayadina next round. I've got to get that T-Lax Surgeon out as well. We just drew Peter. I grab a Liaison with the ring. And Ilbon goes Air King because we did end up blocking Mentat from him, which is a smart play. I think sometimes not enough players consider blocking the Mentat row from Ilbon. I mean, that double draw is big value as an Ilbon player. It helps save hands, it helps build persuasion, it helps give you extra actions, helps you if you have good cards that reveal for good stuff. We got the Baron here with the Dreadnought Intrigue, so now he's up on 7 strength for this combat, which is gross because it can get him 2 friendships on Benny and Emperor. Prince goes with his 3rd agent into Still Suits for 2 water, setting up for that beautiful Great Flat. Mind you, anyone who goes into the conflict could have 2 water here between Ilbon and I. I can also get the Great Flat this round. So I decide to spend T-Lax Surgeon here, get the double Beetles, get our Intrigue, we have an ambush. On 8 Persuasion, 2 cubes on reveal if I don't spend Experimentation. Now at this point, depending on what cards Funny Mike has, or Hennessy Mike has, I don't know, I'm thinking of a streamer Funny Mike. He could consider going High Council at this point, because I mean you're guaranteed to get Sword. I mean you're not guaranteed, but you're last for Swordmaster anyways. So if you don't have a more valuable move to do, maybe spending that Solari is whatever at this point. He goes Dreadnought and spends it, but he can't deploy that Dreadnought this round. Grabs Disposal Facility, thins up the deck, trashes Recon. Now our next potential hand could be quite nice. We got a lot of betting cards, playing Coupling, Thermal Politics, Diplos there. Desert Ambush going to the Prince. And we go grab that water. We get Strong Arm, which is nice. Could set us up for an alliance later on, or just a friendship. And then this man also had a bunch of swords with his Worm Riders, which he drew off of the Dreadnought though. So it's unfortunate he drew that because, I mean, next round could have been something for him with those swords in the Dreadnought. And Sonic Snoopers popped up in place. So there's Sonic Snoopers, Ordnance, and Flagships for techs. I know it's flipping pretty fast here, but those are the techs. Flagships, Ordnance, and Sonic Snooper. See, I spend the water here, which, you know, Sayadina is coming up, but all that spice just feels bad not to take, even though Sayadina is coming up. Now, we do get 1 water back from the fight, which is nice. But obviously, it's not a Sayadina point. But I felt bad not grabbing that spice. And otherwise, I reveal on last agent there. Because I have nowhere else to go. Unless I went to just for Haga for 2 spice. But that feels bad too, so. And we have just a 4 here for reveal. We do get a trash this round, though. Because we have 2 agents on spaces here. The Baron gets his T-Lax Friendship VP. And gets the trash. So I'm up on the T-Lax VP track because of our T-Lax Surgeon, and Baron's up there as well. Baron takes landing rights. Testimony Mania pops up, which is nice. I take this card. Otherwise, we would have taken nothing at that point. Then we trash Convincing. And we got a 15 card deck here. gruesome sacrifice. Now I kind of regret not trying to pump in and go for ambush here. But also I had to save one troop for the strong arm. That was a consideration too, is to keep the one troop for the strong arm. Or later on. Alright, we got our one water here. We do see Sayadina. Now here's, you know, Hayliner to get my water up for Sayadina to put me on 3 water. Or there's another consideration here in hindsight that I'm seeing where I could have Sayadina Still Suits into Strong Arm and get the Fremen Alliance on 3 water. But instead we go here for the Friendship off a Strong Arm on spacing. We are still chilling up on track 1 on shipping. But yeah, now we're looking at spending this Sayadina. Ideally on obviously secrets with plan coupling. Because that Fremen Alliance is, you know, not likely to be ours with the Baron here running the track. Now there's also another play I'm seeing. I don't know if I do it because I kind of forget this match has been a while now. But I could just play Sayadine to Still Suit, or I mean to Secrets, and then do Plan Coupling, Gene Manipulation into a High Council. I mean even just Gene Manipulation at the end into a High Council. I kind of forget how this plays out though. But the Baron is flying. 9 VPs round 6. 9 VPs round 6. We're really just playing for second because at this point you have no chance at first really. Unless you obviously you luck into some shit. Then yes, first is a possibility. Will we lock into first? Let's see. So I do Plan Coupling Sayadina. I get Demand Respect here, which is beautiful entry to get. And we get Thermal Politics, which is also great because then that gives us the VP for Friendship Benny. Gene Manipulation also, if I use it here on High Council or even City Space, since I do have Benny in play, I get 2 Spice, which powers the Demand Respect. So it's looking kind of nice for us here. But also, Baron could potentially end this round, right? He's on 9 VPs. He has a Benny Friendship available for 10th point. Spice Must Flow is available for his 11th point. So, I mean, the Baron definitely can end the game here. Now, there's Wind Trap, Sonic Snoopers, and Ordnance up there. Flagships was scooped up there. Yeah, at this point, it's like, it's really tough because the Baron's like, the Baron gets that VP there at the end, right? On the T-Lax. So that's 10. He did get blocked here on Benny by me and Yellow to get his friendship, which is good for us. And now we do have the Prince going in here crazy for the fight, which feels so bad for us. Because you have to remember, the Prince also has spy stats right now. Mind you, it's only worth 2 points because he does have the friendships on Fremen and Spacing. So it's only Benny and Emperor for the 4-5. But this is 6 for him on Conflict win. It would have been so nice for us to get this Conflict though. At best, though, I can toss for 16. At best. So now I'm really just playing for second. Because it does not look good. So we're up on 8 with the Thermal Politics here for the VP. The Friendship on Benny. The Conflict win would have been so great for us, though, with the Demand Respect into, like, Benny Alliance. It would have been so good. Right? Because that would have been 8, 9, 10 points for us this round if we had gotten this Conflict. Now, can the Baron somehow still end here, though? He's up on Emperor. Right? Almost to that Alliance. Almost to the Friendship on Benny. He's got the 4 specimens ready to reclaim 3 of them for the Beetle to get the T-Lax. And we got the Wind Traps, Ordnance, and Sonic Snoopers for techs. He goes Still Suits, grabs 3 water, grabs another water to be up at 3. And it looks like it might be going another round here. And yeah, the Prince just incredible combat potential here. I mean, you got Weird Ways for daggers, you got Full Scale Assault for daggers, has a Dreadnought in the fight. He had used Fremmenkamp there, right? And he gets a Spice Must Flow. So right now the Prince is up on 5, 6, 7 with Conflict Win. So it's looking pretty bleak for us on how we're gonna get second, because first seems too far for us here. First seems too far, and I'm looking if I want to draw pick up Smuggletopter or not. And we do end up picking it up, just in case we get a next round. That'll at least give us draw power potentially to get a Spice Must Flow. But it is round 7 here coming up. And the Baron is on 10. So unfortunately, we're just getting second here, and I'm going to have too many intrigues, and I go last. So there's a risk of me losing an intrigue. Stage Incident pops up, which is very scary to lose because that's a VP for us. If I can somehow find 3 troops to get into the fight. And Experimentation can only give me a cube, or it gives me a Solari. We didn't really draw anything for draw power here. We got Thermal Politics again, though. So I could potentially go Selective Thermal Politics Reveals for Bending Alliance to put us on 9. Do I end up with Spice Must Flow still? Maybe. It depends on what we draw off Selective. And I have to somehow still find 3 troops. So when Mentat goes, that was also a consideration for us to go Mentat here with the dagger. The Baron really just has to get Benny Friendship or not. And the Baron has the flagships. Holo Projectors is on the Prince. Prince has Holo Projectors, Spy Sats, and Invasion Ships for his techs. He goes Research Station here with Signet Ring. Gives himself 1 Solari here. Wind Traps, Ordnance, and Sonic Snoopers are still the techs up there. And I'm just trying to figure out how do I get this Stage Incident out. I've got to pop the Ixion Probe here to burn an intrigue, and as well as see what I can draw into. But we go Interstellar Shipping instead, so we risk the intrigues here. I do the drop down here, and instead I go for the Benny. This is the only way I'm getting 3 troops realistically. So we blow the probe. I feel like I should have blew the probe. I don't know. There's consideration to have done dagger experimentation on this probe, because now I'm doing Peter, and like I drew both yellows, so like that. In hindsight, that was a terrible play. I should have did that at the beginning of my turn. Mind you, I might not have hit yellow to get my interstellar shipping, but having thrown away that Peter feels awful here. Because had I done dagger and experimentation, we drew into 2 yellows anyway, so we still would have been able to hit. Obviously, this is all hindsight, but throwing away the Peter was very bad. I think I should have risked getting the yellow or not, because there was still potential for us to get ourselves onto that Bending Alliance. The only thing that wouldn't be possible would be the troops if I missed yellow. But I think I should have took that game. I think I should have did Ixion Probe first, because then we're up on what? We'd have 9 persuasion right now, but I would have used the experimentation, so I would be on 8 persuasion. So guild authorization here. Friendship on yellow. Know Thy Ways here on Baron. Baron goes Imperial Basin. Trying to set up for that selective to get that friendship, or he goes up to wealth. Depending on his access here. He undoes his move. Undoes his Know Thy Ways. But yeah, we're really just fighting for seconds. He goes tech. Undoes his tech, goes Imperial Basin, draws a card off the research icon, tosses in for 13. Prince goes tech. Prince grabs Sonic Snooper. That's kind of what the Baron wanted, I think. And then yeah, we go Tetsu. Thermal Politics gets us the Alliance, but the Test of Humanity kind of gets us the Spice Must Flow. And see, had I not tossed Peter right now, it would have been great, right? We would have been in a great spot. The experimentation wouldn't have been there, but Peter would have been there. So we would have been on 10 Persuasion with Peter instead. Which would have been much better for us in the sense to get the fight for second. And yeah, I just completely missed the Spice Must Flow here. But yeah, if Peter had been here, we would have hit Spice Must Flow, so we would have been on 10-11, right? But that doesn't really look like it was going to win us the game, though, because Baron potentially has this fight for 12, plus Spice Must Flow for 13. But yeah, have we been, yeah, in hindsight right there, that Ixion Pro play really screwed us. I should have just gambled on if I was going to get the yellow. But had I missed the yellow, that would have felt terrible too, though, because then we wouldn't have been able to get the stage off. We would have still been able to get this Benny friendship, or I mean alliance, but the stage wouldn't have been ours then. But we would have had a Spice Must Flow in replacement, so I guess with the way things work out, by the looks of it, is we would have still ended up with the same result had we missed the yellow. But yeah, definitely misplay there with Ixion Probe. Watching the footage back here. Now the Prince is at 6, 7, 8 with his Spy Sats. He's on 8 VPs with Spy Sats. I get another Intrigue here, Windfall. And I just trash Dagger for means. But yeah, Spice Must Flow here. Could have been possible. Unfortunate. And the Baron just keeps drawing here with a T-Master. Lucks into Charisma. So now he's on 11, 12, 13 with Conflict Win. Yeah, fighting for our lives really against the Ilbon here. As well as the Prince on if he has endgames, right? Because the Prince right now is on 8. From his Spy Sats. He's on 8. So if he has an endgame... Don't really, yeah. Not really, right? Endgame's not going to do shit for him. So really it's just if yellow has an endgame. And that would have to be what? A corner of the market? Because our best is just 10. So you have to be 10 and then yeah. If he had 2 VP somehow. But yeah, we could have been on 11 here. Still doesn't get us first though by the looks because Baron gets conflict. It's crazy because Baron's also missing a friendship from Benny and he had a potential alliance with the Emperor. So kind of quite sad. I mean, Baron also, 12, 13, 14, 15 if he had all the VPs on the board that he can get. But yeah, that's gross. A gross match here. Unfortunate, man. And the Baron had corner of the market. So we get second place. Unfortunate, man. Sayadina, we only got 1 timeout, and it's probably because I spent that water. Mind you, we did the next round still get Hayliner. I think, though, losing that fight against the Prince the previous round where we could have had the Benny Alliance earlier with the demand respect. Could have made a difference, because then we could have targeted maybe the Emperor Alliance at that point. After demanding for the Benny Alliance, we could have targeted something else. But yeah, losing out on that extra VP, because that would have been another VP for us, plus the Alliance at that point. Would have still won against the Baron? No, but we would have been a little closer, for sure. It might have been down to tiebreaker, depending on how other events conspired after that. But yeah, that is the match, boys. I did not go back to my elo screen here, unfortunately. So I do not know what elo I'm. I'll have to check here real quick and add it in here. Alright, I'm at like 1830-ish around this time of this match by the looks of my other recordings. So if y'all enjoyed, hit that like and subscribe. This one I sped up to 35 minutes. It might have been a little quick there on the text. It was originally a 51-minute match, so maybe I should have put it to 38 minutes, 40 minutes. But yeah, hit that like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Consider becoming a channel member if you would like. On the YouTubes for the exclusive stream VODs, extra videos, and emotes. You can also Amazon Prime on Twitch for just Diz _. But yeah, I mean that was an okay match. Definitely, I feel like we could have did it a little better, but the Baron was kind of running away, so we were kind of ended up playing catch up. Really, is what happened there. But there are going to be games like that, so we still ended up with second, which we figured that's what we had to fight for basically by round 5, by the looks of it. So we achieved that goal.